You should be able to hear my voice now. We'll be starting momentarily. I am muted. Been so muted this whole time, huh? That's hilarious. Okay, apologies. Live streaming mishaps happen. First deck, as I was saying, that I'm going to be working on today. If you've been watching the main YouTube series, we've been trying to get John into bracket 5, building out more powerful decks. And one of the decks I'll be building is Rogsai. If you've seen the short, I already have Wandering Minstrel put together. I would say it's high bracket 4, maybe not bracket 5 yet. We're getting there. Second deck I'm going to be building is Tyam. I do not have the commander. That's what this clear sleeve is for. And this is how many cards I still have to fill out in Tyam. So I've got to start to both of these decks. Both of these are what we're going to be working on today, as well as sorting cards as I go, maybe putting some cards to sell to the side. Another thing John probably should do is sell some cards. He's got to do one of these live streams where he sorts his collection. He brings it over and we sort it. Let's start by putting these to the side for a moment. I also want to talk about our first live stream and what has happened since then. Since then, I actually did show this off. I did acquire a nice comic book cover, Shang-Chi. This is going to end up in Tyam. Perfect segue there. And then I also got this Secret Lair finally in the mail. I have a couple cards that I want to throw in Chatterfang. I'm going to put these in Chatterfang. This one might actually go in Time as well. I'm not sure. So we'll put that there. This one's for sure going to go in Chatterfang because the squirrels and tokens. This one leaves your graveyard. Each opponent loses a life and you gain a life. Not sure about this one quite yet. It might also be a Chatterfang card. Hex Magic. This one is more up in the air. This is probably the most powerful card in this Secret Lair, but I have not decided a location for that. Baxter Building. This is just going to live probably in my Secret Lair binder for now. And then I've got a Fabricate as my bonus card. Fairly cool. I wish it was foil though. Search your library for an artifact card revealed, put in your hand. This card has been reprinted a million times. So just exciting to have another version of it. And then from the live stream where we opened up a bunch of Hobbit over the weekend, we did acquire a Great Goblin in the best treatment, in my opinion. If I could build this out as a bracket 4 deck, I would, but no time right now. This is going to be living in the commander binder for future builds. Also picked up, or opened rather, a Thranduil, the Elven King. John also got one of these, very cool. Bilbo's Gambit. This is one that I've cracked 2 of, I believe. These are going to see a lot of play. So I've sleeved one up. We'll figure out where this goes. This might end up in maybe Tyam. I'm not sure. A Gleaming Splendor. This I might end up putting in something like maybe the Wandering Minstrel. I'm not playing Smothering Tide in there, but maybe this is low enough mana value where I add Nas and don't feel bad about taking 4 damage. Queen of Dale. Whenever an opponent casts their first non-creature spell each turn, you recruit. This might also go in Tyam. You want to make the tokens. When the tokens enter, they enter with a vigilance counter, so on and so forth. And in this card, the Surge Foil Smog the Magnificent. Before I even move on, let's just see where that price is at. The price had already dropped quite a bit overnight. We opened it, it was about $400. Now let's see where we're at. Smog. The. Oh, there's no comma. Fair enough. Smog the Mag. Surge Foil Showcase. This is. Oh, wow. Okay, this must have gotten bought up. Market price is about $225, but the lowest listing with TCG Direct right now is about $900. I have no idea what the price of this card actually should be. I guess we'll find out. Only time can tell. We're seeing a lot of near mint foils between the 225 and 295 range. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 listed there, and then the remainder of this page are 330 plus. So it's gonna be a card to watch. It's gonna be a card I might not get rid of right away. Definitely not at that 300 range or 225 range. Maybe it'll go up, maybe it'll go down. I don't know. Only time will tell on that one. We also picked up a Mithril Coat, Shire for my box topper, Loin the Mighty. I like this card a lot. It's very also Surge. At the beginning of your first main phase, add red, red, and it's also got an adventure, Easy Pickings. Easy Pickings deals 1 damage to each of your opponent's creatures, or each creature your opponent controls. Very interesting. Belladonna Took, another card. I'm not sure where this could live in decks that I currently have. Whenever a token you control enters, you gain a life. If this is the first time it's resolved this turn, if it's the second time, draw a card. If it's the third time, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. This might be something that could live in Tayam. I'm not a Tayam expert. If you are, please let me know. Is this going to go in there, right next to Queen of Dale? I need to get that in the showcase foil as well. This was just the bundle promo, and then we're into the scene box stuff. Fun cards to look at for sure, but not on the short list of things to build. These are all cards that I think might end up in Tayam, Chatterfang. Not sure. Gonna live in the not the commander, the Secret Lair binder for now, and then Fabricate. Probably live in there as well. In my commander binder, it's always a good card to have an extra copy of. So let's throw all these off to the side. These are just cards I want to talk about. Hex Magic. Before I put this away, where should this go? It seems like such a good card, and this is the main reason I picked up this layer. Because I could have gotten all of these other cards for fairly cheap, but this is one I'm prospecting on. I think this one does a lot. Cool. Let me grab Chatterfang real quick. That's back here at the table. Perfect. First box I grabbed. Excellent. Chatterfang. We're gonna make some swaps here. We can kind of go through it. Swarmyard, Golgari Charm, Chitter Spitter. Um, Okay, so what does Tippy Toe do? Terrific partner, 4 mana, 2/4. If you'd create one or more tokens, instead create those tokens plus an additional food token. At the beginning of your end step, if you gained life this turn, draw a card. Interesting. Elder Deep Shadow, I like that. Return to. By the way, this is a bracket, probably 3. This is not a crazy high power deck. This is also like $100 budget. I do have secret layers and fancy versions of the card. But if you wanted to rebuild this deck, you could rebuild it for sub $100 or about $100 with the cheapest versions. And we should have Mox Fields listed. I have not updated this list and added it, to public viewing for you guys yet. But maybe after today that will change. So you could go follow our link tree to find that. Gala Greeters. I've not. This helps with the gaining life for Tippy Toe. Whenever another creature enters under the battlefield under your control, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. So you get one of each of these activations basically every turn. Put a +1/+1 counter on Gala Greeters, create a tapped treasure token, or gain 2 life. Helps with Tippy Toe, but it might be a little. I don't know. I do like this card. I don't think it's first on the chopping block. In fact, Squirrel Sovereign, actually. Just giving other squirrels +1/+1 is not how I win. I'm not winning by making all the squirrels big and attacking. So maybe Squirrel Sovereign comes out. Let's just try that for now. And we'll put in another 2-drop. We'll put in the Undead and Ninja. 2 mana, 2/1, Death Touch. Whenever one or more creature cards leave your graveyard, each opponent loses a life and you gain a life. I don't know. Actually, no. You know what? This one's not going in here. I have a better version, a better spot for that. So Tippy Toe will go in over Squirrel Sovereign. We'll flip through this first half of the deck here for you guys. Insidious Roots, Temple of Malady, Assigned, Nature's Lore, Peregrine Took. Hold on. This glare is bugging me too. Feel free to just tell me if something's not working out, if light's not working. Think just shiny cardboard has a lot of glare built in, huh? Okay. Um, hmm, we'll figure this out over time. Over time. Peregrine Took, good. Cauldron Familiar, because you can do like witch oven loops with that, which is kind of fun. Promo Cultivate, Forest, Evolution Witness, very good card. Springleaf Parade. This one might have pushed the budget of this deck. Definitely not needed, but I haven't played with it in here yet. Hazel's Brewmaster, you can do the Hazel's Brewmaster food loops. You can do some stuff with that. Deadly Dispute, Nadir's Nightblade, Cloakwood Hermit, commander creatures you own have at the beginning of your end step. If a creature card was put into your graveyard from anywhere this turn, you're sacking a lot of squirrels and whatnot. This turn, create 2 tapped 1/1 squirrel tokens, which will be 3 with Chatterfang in play. Swamp, Verdant Catacomb, you're just a quick way to make some extra squirrel tokens. Pitiless Plunderer, of course. Nested Shambler, when it dies, you make X 1/1 squirrel creature tokens, where X is its power. So it's usually die, make a squirrel or 2 squirrels if you have Chatterfang in play. And then if you have Tippy Toe, now you make a food and another squirrel. Basking Brood Scale. The adaptability is very powerful. Cryptolith Rite, Exotic Orchard, Secluded Courtyard, Arcane Signet, Lands, Grave Venerations. This is one I'm playtesting. I don't know if it's going to stay in here, but it's very good. When it enters, you become the monarch. At the beginning of your end step, if you are the monarch, return up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. And then whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses life and you gain life. The last line of text is the most relevant. Enduring Vitality, very good card. Got the non-foil stamped. Poison Tip Archer, Swarmyard Massacre, some lands, Putrefy, because we're bracket 3, we don't need crazy busted removal. Some talismans, lands, Beast Whisper whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. This can probably come out. Chittering Dispatcher. This thing is kind of crazy with squirrels, and it makes the tokens that make tokens when they leave. Very cool. Chatter of the Squirrel, flashback, make a token. Nothing crazy. Some more lands. Okay, so now you're wondering where Undead and Ninja goes. That goes in another deck. That wasn't all of Chatterfang, of course, like I said. That was just the first half. I was just looking for something to swap out. We gotta grab another box from the pile for Undead Hand Ninja. I wanted to update it to the next level. What would I add and take out? There's quite a bit, actually. I would probably take out. There's a lot of stuff that's just slow or does like a single thing and it's not very what's the word? It doesn't provide a lot of value other than make a token. Like that one with flashback. It's 1 mana, make a squirrel, 2 mana flashback, make a squirrel. The value's not that great on that card. There's other more repeatable token makers. That's probably what I would swap out. Things like that. Add in better removal, add in things that provide better value over time. Undead Hand Ninja. This is going to go in Marchesa the Black Rose. You like Bob's Burgers? The artist did this secret lair back in the day. And by back in the day, I mean like maybe last year. 1 in Grixis, for a 3/3 dethrone. Other creatures you control have dethrone. If you don't know what dethrone is, you attack the player with the most life, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. And so all your creatures have that. Then, whenever a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it dies, return that card to the battlefield under your control at the beginning of the next end step. Funny is it says under your control. So if you steal an opponent's creature and it attacks the person with the most life and it gets +1/+1 counter on it, then dies, your opponent's creature comes back to the battlefield under your control. Very interesting. Fun effect. I love this because it's very political. Um, you just have to attack the player with the most life, and you can't have the most life. So a lot of times you're like, hey, attack me. Feel free. But if you have the most life on the backswing coming at you, that's a lot of the discussion around this deck when you play it. Undead Hand Ninja. Whenever 1 or more creature cards leave your graveyard, each opponent loses a life. You gain a life. It's kind of a non-bow with Marchesa the Black Rose because you want to have lower life than your opponents, and the Undead Hand Ninja will be gaining you life. but it might just keep you in the game long enough after you've got, rid of a player or two. You might have to sandbag this card until it's you versus one opponent. From there, maybe you play this card and then you gain the life, and then because you're just swinging at one opponent regardless if they have most or not. And by the time you're down to one opponent, you've basically already won. All your opponents are at fairly low lives. The whole table's at fairly low life totals. So, what would I take out of this deck? We'll flip through, about half of this. Show you guys a little bit until I find something I would take out for Undead Hand Ninja. Tragic Slip, Gleeful Arsonist, fun card. Various Time Twist, Rogue's Passage, Yahenna. This card, sack outlets in this deck are very good. We're playing a Spider-Man. This is about the only Spider-Man card I play. Curse Marauder. Need that. Need Herald of Streams. This is kind of like busted in this deck. Also, like Cheddarfing, this is another $100 deck. If you want to build this, it'll be on the Mox Field. Follow Linktree. Follow us there. Follow me there, rather. This is where my deck list will be posted. And you can build this. I'll have to make that one public once I make some deck edits to it. Undead Sprinter, a Braid, Grim Horror Specs, Iron Apprentice. Jesus, I cannot pull these cards. Nesting Grounds. That moves the counters around, so it's useful. Malakir Rebirth. These are great when you have Marchesa and you need to protect it because it doesn't have a counter on it yet. You haven't been able to attack. Somebody targets it, you target it with this, choose a creature, you lose 2 life until end of turn. That creature gains. When this creature dies, returns to the battlefield under its owner's control. So you can keep Marchesa around quite a bit easier. Instead of countering stuff, you could play counters, you're in blue, but things like that are just more fun. Ground Catacomb, Victimize, Letter of Duplication, Undying Evil, another one of those Malakir Rebirth types effects. Lands, Azula. I've not played too many rounds with this deck and got this in play. This is not going to come out quite yet. Space Shift. This one's cool because it blinks the creature and then it re-enters with a +1/+1 counter on it if Marchesa is in play. So you've protected it once by blinking it if it gets targeted. Comes back now with +1/+1 counter, and then you don't need to protect it the second time because it has its last line of text. If it dies, it comes back at the end of the turn because now it has a +1/+1 counter from Spaceship. Land, slip out the back, another blink type effect. Or it's not blink, it's phase. You put the +1/+1 counter on it though, and then protect it from targeted removal. Gev, so good in this deck. Danny Pink, also very good in this deck. Lands, Azure Beastbinder. You're playing a lot of creatures in this deck, so finding creatures that are also some removal, even if they're temporary removal, is very helpful. I like this creature. I think it's a little underrated from Bloomburrow. Agent of Treachery. We're only playing this because we got the whole secret layer in here, of course. Atsushi, great card in this deck. Gives you creature. It's a good creature to have a +1/+1 counter on it with Marchesa. Flying, trample, create 3 treasure tokens when it dies, or exile the top 2 cards of your library. So you can play those until the end of your next turn. So it's some card advantage and or mana advantage, depending on what you need, and it'll keep coming back as long as it has counters on it. Deadly Disputes, great. Carrying Feeder, you need the sack outlets. Agent Venom. Actually, I'm playing a second Spider-Man card. Forgot I was playing this one. 3 mana, 2/3 Flash Menace. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you're not playing many tokens. All of your creatures are physical cards because you want them to attack and come back. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you draw a card and lose life. Card advantage, love it. Shoreline Looter, can't be blocked, so you want it. Undying Malice. Lands, Unspeakable Symbol. Pay 3 life, put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature. This is so good because it gets your life total below whoever has the most, and then puts the counters on your things. And then you can dethrone and attack the person who has the most and get another counter on each of your creatures. So good. Sulphur Falls, some lands. Fire Nation Salvagers, another avatar card I'm playing. 5 mana, 3/3 Menace. When this enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature or vehicle. Whenever one or more creatures you control with counters on them deal combat damage to a player, put target creature or vehicle card from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. So this is a way to steal your opponent's creatures out of the graveyard. Then the next turn when they swing, they get that counter as long as you're attacking the player with the most life. Very fun. Land, Hammerhead. I do have this one in here, and this might swap here, actually. I had this over here in the tie-in list, but I think it's going to go in here. I think it fits the aesthetic better. We'll put this Hammerhead in this pile. We'll put this artwork in here. Sack a creature or artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on Hammerhead. We'll do that. Kid Loki. Each creature you control that you've put a +1 or more counters, +1/+1 counters on this turn has hexproof. So you can attack with give each of your creatures an activation of dethrone. They get a counter, and then they have hexproof for the rest of the turn. Very cool. Grand Vigil, another must-have in this deck. Arcane Signet, Impact Tremors, very good win condition in this deck because all your creatures will come back. Malfunction, Swamp. All right, we gotta go to the second half to decide. What am I taking out? This deck is pretty tuned. Reality Shift, exile creature. You need the removal. Greedy Freebooter. When it dies, scry 1, create a treasure token. So this is mana advantage as well as some top deck manipulation, and it'll happen over and over again. Chthonian Nightmare. This one I happen to have signed. Very cool. Treasonous Ogre. This is good for obvious reasons, but it's also a card I could see myself playing in something like a Tolly. You basically need to have it in a Tolly. And a Tolly might be a deck I build. Maybe I take this one out, but it is in here because of the matching Secret Lair with Marchesa. Nested Shambler, again. Have this anywhere I can play this, I play it. I love this. Making a bunch of squirrels that then have dethrone because this died. Pretty good, pretty good. They'll just get bigger, and when they die, they won't come back, however. But the Shambler will, and he'll continue making squirrels. Phoenix Chick, Flying Haste, is a great quick card to get in when you have dethrone, so you can cast the Phoenix Chick, turn 1, swing, hit. A couple turns later, play Marchesa, swing, and now it's getting bigger. Toro, fun card. Bojuka Bog, you need that graveyard hate. This is a sacrifice outlet. You need to keep that. Lands. Volatile Stormdrake. Might be a little too powerful for this, but it is a way to steal your opponent's creatures, give them dethrone, keep them around under your control. So I do like it. Legion Warboss has Mentor. Mentor is a good ability in this deck. Being able to give your things +1/+1 counters before the Marchesa comes down is very good. Bane Death, unlike the just like the Undying Evil, need it. Sack Outlet, need Viscera Seer. Bribery. This is a way to steal a creature from your opponent's deck straight up. Baleful Strix, classic, good card. Bone Splinters, need that removal. Oh man, this might be a tough swap here. Nightscapes, reduces the cost of your spells. Lands, Zulaport Cutthroat, another win condition, lethal scheme, removal, Marionette Apprentice. Has Fabricate, whenever another creature or artifact you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, each opponent loses a life. Like your Impact Tremors, it's winning you the game slowly. Mahadi at the beginning of your end step, create a treasure token for each creature that died this turn. This gets you a lot of mana advantage. Love it in here. Spymaster's Vault, you need some lands. Soul Ring, not getting rid of that. Flare of Denial. Morbid Opportunist. You know what? Actually, I just reread. I reread Undead Hand. It's 2 mana, Death Touch. Whenever one or more creature cards leave your graveyard, each opponent loses a life. You gain a life. Might be a Marionette Apprentice swap, but I like that this is the Fabricate, getting you the counters on other things. Oof. Now that I'm looking at this, I might not have a clean swap. I think the life gain on Undead Hand Ninja just might not be good enough for this deck specifically. And that's just how it rolls sometimes. Okay, I'll put Undead Hand Ninja off to the side for now. I like to put my potential swaps in the back of the deck box, and that's why I like these deck boxes. You can double sleeve your deck, all 100 cards and pretty thick sealable inners, and they'll still your whole deck will fit in here with room for a few extra cards. So we'll put that in the back for now. That'll be a potential swap later. I have to think about it some more. So now, what's next? We are gonna work on Rogsai. Currently in Rogsai, I have probably quite a few lands to fill out. I think I have a lot of the main deck sorted out already. For creatures, we've got Thassa's Oracle, of course, Valley Floodcaller, Urgi, Hexing Squelcher, Ragavan, Simeon Spirit Guide. I know you love those white borders. And if not, that's fine. Imperial Seal. Well, that's the creature package. It is going to be about six creatures. Not a lot, but it is what it is. Let's go sort these back. Those are the creatures. For sorceries, we've got a handful. We got Imp Seal, Last Chance, Gamble, Jessica's Will, Demonic Tutor, and Beseech the Mirror. Those are the sorceries. Easy. For instance, this is where we have a lot. We have a lot of instance in this deck. Mystical Tutor, Demonic Consultation, Force of Negation, an offer you can't refuse, Culling the Weak in the Japanese Silver Scroll, Brain Freeze, Japanese Silver Scroll, Daze, Japanese Silver Scroll, Adnos, Japanese Silver Scroll, Mindbreak Trap for counters, Flusterstorm. We got some counters here. Force of Will in the foil here. Pulling this at MagicCon Vegas was a moment I'll never forget. Born Upon a Wind, Secret Lair, Flare of Duplication, Ball Ritual. This is a From the Vault I got signed. Into the Floodmaw, Swan Song for counters, Chain of Vapor for removal and or shenanigans. Final Fortune for extra turns because you know you're gonna win. Pyroblast for additional counter spells. Artifacts, we got quite a few of those as well. Of course, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Mana Vault, Belware Stone, Springleaf Drum. I want them to come out with a better art. I don't like this art in this deck. It doesn't quite fit the theme. Not that there is a theme, but I just don't like this art for this deck in particular. Paradise Mantle, Wishclaw Talisman, Lotus Petal. I do have a Lotus Petal from the Sonic, the Chaos Emerald one, but I only got one of those, and that's in Wandering Minstrel currently. So maybe I'll swap it in if I ever decide to play this at a CEDH tournament. Talisman of Indulgence, and then Talisman of Dominance. I do need to get a flashy version of this. Now we're moving into enchantments before we get into lands that I have so far. Necropotence, of course. Win condition, Underworld Breach, another win condition. Necro Dominance for when you don't have Necropotence. A Mystic Remora, the OG signed, not too bad. The Guild Artisan, I can maybe find a foil etched version of this. I don't have one now. And then we just got a bunch of lands. I do not have OG duels quite yet. That's something I'll get into my collection eventually. Okay. What am I missing out of this list? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to pull it up for you guys, but I'm going to go to EDH Top 16. I'm not going to necessarily steal somebody's deck list, but I'm going to follow it closely. Let's look at top performing in the last 3 months. There's definitely some first place winners here. We got Jacob Ryan. Let's look at your deck list here. Let's see what's different. These are for Tyam, so we'll put these off to the side for now as well. Right now we're focusing on Rogsai. Where's the least glare for this? Is it going to be up here? Let's get that cable out of the way as well. There we go. That's the least glare. Focus is going to be a little interesting as I move cards up and down. Okay, so I think from the deck list I've seen for Rogsai, I have the creature package filled out. I have the sorceries filled out. I maybe don't have like a Time Twister or a Wheel of Fortune. Those would be some must includes. Demonic Council. Am I playing Demonic Council? I do not have a Demonic Council. That is something I do have. Let's find it. Come over to. You know what? In fact, I'll be right back. I gotta go grab the binder from another room. Okay. So we're gonna show off some stuff in here while I look for that demonic council. I'm just gonna flip to my black section now. I have this binder sorted by. Oh, if you didn't go watch our combo video, our combo 101 video, go watch that. We talked all about the salt monolith and how to break it. We'll be doing more in that series. That series was very fun to film and for John to edit, he said. So let's flip over to black. And we're looking for a demonic council. Demonic council. I should have one in here. And if I don't, then that is a pickup. I do not have one in here. Do I have a demonic council in? That came out in Duskmorn. Do I have a Duskmorn bulk box? Duskmorn bulk box. Got the Duskmorn bulk box. I think I have maybe some commander deck stuff at the front here. Okay. Demonic Council. I might not have a demonic council. I swear I did at some point. Knowing me, it might be. It's not in the bulk box. And if I do have one, that means it's probably. Let me know if you have as much bulk as I do. It gets a little unwieldy at times. Having a separate box, as you can see, kind of like right here. These are all labeled boxes of just like bulk. And this isn't the only cube. This is one of those IKEA shelves. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably 6 of the cubes in the shelf full of these like rows of bulk boxes. So 9 times 6, probably 54, 300 count boxes full of bulk of different sets over the last few years. Okay, Demonic Council. How am I going to find this over here? I got a Neoform. I don't think we need that though. Not there. Not there. Could it be something I had in one of my old deck lists? So I have some of these boxes. This is where I like to let the decks live that are kind of in the rotation, but not in the you know backpack all too often. This is an old list of Queen Marchesa. I love Marchesa as a character, and so this is a deck I have played quite a bit, but is no longer together. Let me see. I have a Demonic Council in here. Don't think this would be one of the lists where I would have played it. Now, you know what? You know what we're gonna do on the fly here? You guys can see a bit better. We're gonna go your properties, configure video a little bit. Bring the brightness down a bit. Is that easier to see? I imagine it would be a little bit easier. Oh no, there we go. That contrast. Just getting better for you guys. Hopefully. White balance is good. Okay, that does that focus a bit better? Is that easier to read? There we go. I think that helped quite a bit actually. Okay, and then in this box I have an infamous Cruel Claw, which was kind of a joke deck. There's not many spells in that deck at all. Not gonna have a demonic council as all creatures. And Udo, not black. No demonic council in there. What about this box? So this was kind of a Super Friends deck, a blue-green Super Friends deck. Not going to be in there. This was actually, what was this? This was a, I don't remember what this deck was. It was kind of like Esper Reanimator. So maybe I would have had a Demonic Council in here. But if I did, it's out of here at this point. These are just some extra sleeves. Those are extra sleeves. Where's my Demonic Council? I might need to pick one up. Those are lands, that's secret lairs. Oh, stub my toe, stub the toe. All right. So, Demonic Council, one I'm missing. I'm going to add that to a list. Let's go. Open up Notepad here. Demonic Council. Boom. On the list. Diabolic Intent. Is that something I had? I think so. No, Diabolic Intent. Very good card. I did pass by one of those in this box here. We can pull that from here. I did have one in here. Diabolic Intent. Perfect. Easy add. Done. Let's sleeve that one up. Throw it in the sorcery section. Perfect. What else am I missing? Infernal Plunge. That is one I do not have. That is going to need to be added to the list. Infernal Plunge. Can I change the font size here? No, I cannot. We can make it a bulleted list. Let's do that. Okay, Infernal Plunge added to the list. Was Rite of Flame in here? It was not. So I'm missing the rituals, it seems like. I think I might have some in the commander binder. Put that down there. We'll come back into here. We'll look at red for rituals. We need red rituals. How are audio levels? If you're in chat, let me know. Can you hear me? Am I good? Do I need to bring the mic a little closer? Go to red. We're in blue. We got black. Fast spikes. We're in green. Heat Shimmer's not the deck for this. Is Desperate Ritual in here? No Desperate Ritual. None of the 2 mana make 3 manas are in here. We have the 1 mana make 3, 1 mana make 2s. Okay, so we want just cheap, which I don't think I have. We do not have a redirect. This person is not playing redirect. Do I have Deflecting Swat, Fierce Guardianship in here? If I need to, I could pull those from Wandering Minstrel. Those are both in there for sure. I need the 1 mana rituals. Let's add those to the list, which are Infernal Plunge. Already added that. Rite of Flame. Easy add. Shouldn't be too expensive for that. We got the Diabolic Intent. We got Last Chance. Mnemonic Betrayal. I do have one of these. I don't know where else I would play it. I think this is probably the best place for it. So, let me actually come over here. You know what? Let's grab meme bet real quick. And then pass screen. We're going to go into multicolor. I got an extra Wandering Minstrel, but this is the promo stamped one. That'll be worth money someday. I'm sure of it. A couple Marvel cards in here that I considered building commander decks at lower brackets. This Kinnon's worth money. I picked this up and it was about $60. You know what? Now that's making me wonder how much is Kinnon now? Kinnon Bonder Prodigy extended regular is about $32. This one is foil. Lightly played about $200. I got a good deal on that. Glad I got it when I did. Looking for meme bet though. Meme bet. I do not see it in here. I have sold off quite a bit of stuff to finance this whole YouTube thing though, so it might have been one I sold off thinking it might get a a reprint in the near future. It's kind of absurdly priced for the version I would want, which would be a foil of it. I had a regular, so let's put Mnemonic Betrayal on the list. How do I spell that? MN. Mnemonic. Oh, God. Mnemonic Betrayal. I can spell, I swear. Okay. I have that on my list. Praetor's Grasp. I do have this one. I know I do. But it might not be in this binder. It might be. So let's jump to black. If this one's not in here, it's because the one I have is a secret layer, which is a whole different binder. Let's go to the other binder. For that, we got to go to the shiny binder. See that silvery one right there? This one, full of secret layers. When I got back into Magic a few years ago, secret layers had just really started to become a thing, and they hit their stride. We got to go through here to black. Okay, so we're at black. Praetor's Grasp. I have the secret layer that had come out with Kamigawa, I believe, and it had all of the what's his name parts. The ninja from. Remind me in chat. Remind me in chat what the name of the ninja is. Praetor's Grasp. Sleeved in the deck. Go put it with the sorceries. Press the air out of it a little bit, of course. Okay. Time Twister. Oof. That one we might need to get John to do a proxy of. John, I know you're in chat. You're listening. We need some proxies for Time Twisters. That's a rough one. That one is a lot of money. I don't have that kind of money. Same with Wheel of Fortune. I know I'm not going to add that to this list at this point. That would probably be a proxy. Windfall and Yawgmoth's Will. Another. We need quite a few proxies, John. Okay, do I have Windfall in here, though? If not, it's because I couldn't find it before. I should have the promo one, and it might be in my signed binder. Let's get that binder. This is the little binder. This is all kinds of signed cards in it. Looking for that windfall. As it is the retro frame foil promo signed. Got that 1998 stamp on there, signed by Pete Venters. Love this card. Perfect deck for it. Perfect place to play it. Put that in the sorcery section. Press the air out a little bit. There we go. Another card in the list. Got to beseech the mirror. Sweet. I need more packs of negation. If I don't have one in here, it's because I have the one in my Wandering Minstrel. Okay. Pact of Negation. I do need an extra.
I need a pack of negation.
What's up, John?
What up, chat? Where's the camera? Oh.
In over here.
Finish the project.
There we go. Nice, nice. I'm going through some deck lists for Rog Sai. One of the CEDH decks we're gonna have in the rotation. Flashback. This was a ad from what was this? What set was this? This was the latest Strixhaven set. Secrets of Strixhaven. We got Flashback as a card. I do not have any of those, so that's gonna go on the list.
Wait, really?
Do you have a Flashback?
I might have a flashback. Probably don't.
You know what?
Actually, I bought a bunch of collectors. And
we both did. I'm surprised I don't have one. Let me check some boxes here.
All right, I'm taking over. Just kidding. Okay, it looks like he is adding Mnemonic Betrayal, Rite of Flame. You need me to make a Time Splitter?
Time Twister?
Time Splitter.
Yeah, we're going to get some proxies for Time Twisters,
Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune, and Yawgmoth Will. Those are all reserve list cards that are worth several $100s or more. Time Twister's like $6,000.
Why?
Because it's part of the Power 9. Okay. And on the reserve list. It'll never be reprinted. All right, we're going to look through my bulk here. Secrets of Strixhaven for a flashback. This is all the Commander product. Would you look at that? I have an extended one. I didn't even know it.
Take it off the list.
Taking it off the list, unless I want to get a fancier one. You know, I got to get a foil one now. Okay.
All right.
Flashback, I don't think got a showcase like one of these. I don't believe so because these were mostly reprints or all reprints, I believe. So I just have one random extended art flashback that I forgot I had.
Did you guys hear about the ban list?
Yeah, standard seems like it's. Yeah, standard seems like it's gonna get a bit of a mix up here.
Still want those Badger Mole Cubs?
I do when they get cheap, because now people don't need 4 of them.
I'll trade you one for that dragon.
Let's get this in a sealable inner. No, did you see what I was talking about with the price on that?
300, right?
No.
Yeah, 300. No, that's somebody wanting to do it. No,
look,
250 is.
Look at there's 5 under 300, and then it's 350, then it jumps to 600 plus.
We're still in pre-release.
We're still in pre-release.
Unless people are saying this is a good card, which I mean it's a 4-drop, which is not bad at all. Any deals damage equal to the number of treasures you control to any target, including player. Not hard to get treasures.
I'm trying to get enough light on the desk without creating glare.
Oh, you might need to just get like a soft box.
Yeah, maybe because now that I was seeing the glare, and I can tell it's this one. But if I bring it down, ooh,
Oh,
completely.
bounce the light. Like, oh no, go that way. Bounce it against the. Yeah, yeah. Maybe it'll come. Oh, there, yeah, you had it coming right. Oh, right there. Yeah.
Not good enough for me.
Yeah, but not for you.
I need to have
Yeah.
it.
Time for a third light.
How's that? You guys can totally read everything, huh? You guys can read through that, right? All right. The spirits have arrived from work today. Okay. I'll just have to keep. I'll just have to keep that in mind. There's a bit of a glare up here. I think that's a okay. Because right, you're seeing this little line here is actually like the light blocked from the camera showing all this. So I might have to mix up the lighting in here a bit. I also need to figure out the power and organize some cables. This stream was put together kind of on the fly. As soon as we had unlocked live streaming, I put this together on such not short notice, but quicker than I would have liked for a professional looking stream. So things are going to improve over time. Let's leave up this flashback though. You're in chat. Throw a fire emoji so I know you're there. So I know I'm not just talking to myself, even though it's likely the situation. I'm not watching the statistics or anything. All right, flashback. If you know me, you know I love my sealable inners. So you put it in kind of upside down and backwards, and then you tuck this flap behind the card, and you end up with a nice sealed, so that when that opening on the bottom that's now sealed goes in the sleeve, you end up with a bit more air than you normally would expect in a card. But once it's pressed out, you could dunk this card in water, like a cup of water. You could like push it down and hold it down. Your card's not getting ruined. All right, let's throw this instant in the instant section. Okay, that's in the instance section. Now, what else? What else are we seeing on these lists? An offer you can't refuse. I'm pretty sure that's already in there. Pulling the weak, done. Dark Writ. I have a Dark Writ. I swear I did, right? I didn't just like forget Dark Writ somehow. I don't have a Dark Ritual in here yet. That's fine because we're going to add one right now. If you recall, there was one in one of these other decks. Let's pull it from here. I believe it was this deck. Nope. I lied. I forget where my cards are. This is the problem having a big collection and opening a lot of cards and buying a lot of cards is if you don't organize often, you end up with a lot of just cards everywhere. I know there's a Dark Ritual in one of these decks. Wasn't that one, I guess. Did I miss it? Am I just blind? Nope, I didn't miss it. It's just not in here. Okay. Where is it? Where is it, huh? Oh! This is why you got the commander binder. There's definitely a Dark Ritual in here. There's a Dark Ritual. One of my favorite arts, but not as flashy as some of the other cards in the deck. Not a big deal. Let's leave that up. It's already in a sealable inner. That'll go into the instance section. Are we playing stuff like Slaughter Pact in here? Nah. We got the Force Will. Misdirection. Is that something I had in here? No, it's not something I had considered either. Tainted Pact, we got that right. We got the Demonic Consultation, but not the Tainted Pact. Is the Tainted Pact? Where's my Tainted Pact? That might already live in Wandering Minstrel. I'm playing a lot of the same end game combos. That'll be in here. Huh. Huh. Okay. I might need another Tainted Pact. That should be an easy enough card to get an extra version of. I have plenty of Demonic Consultations, though. I know that. Mystical Tutor. Got it. Reign of Filth? I don't have a Reign of Filth in here, but I do have a Reign of Filth already in Wandering Minstrel. An Elemental Blast, yes. Vamp Tutor, got it. Born Upon a Wind, got it. Brain Freeze, Cabal Writ, got it. Days Final, got it. Snap? Was there a snap in here? If not a snap, I've got one. Double check the commander binder. Snap. Oh, we got a snap right here. Boom. Done. Easy. Easy add. Snap. Done. Added. Don't need to pick up one of those. What about Flare of Duplication? That was in here, right? Flare of Duplication. Got it. Force of Will. Adnaz. Got it. Misdirection. That's an interesting add considering we're playing Adnaz and Force of Will and stuff like that already. But if I have a misdirection, I likely have a secret layer one, unless it ended up somewhere else in another deck. Let's go to blue. Misdirection. Let's see. I got Demonic Consultation. Very nice. I don't have the misdirection in here. Do I have a Tainted Pack? Do I have an extra Tainted Pack? Ooh, I do have this Beseech the Mirror, which could be cool. I have the signed one in there already. I think I'll play the signed one for now. Black, red. Are we playing stuff like Cursed Mirror? Doesn't look like they are. Playing like the line. Yeah, there's a lot. Grim Monolith. I need that. I need a Defense Grid. Okay, let's add those. Grim Monolith. Add that to the list. That's an expensive pickup, but maybe something we can proxy. Defense Grid. Can't imagine that's too expensive. I guess I'll find out. I think I got all the enchantments. Mind Break traps in there. Where's my misdirection? Let's figure that out. Might be in one of these decks. Not in that one. This deck also had blue, so it might be in here. This one had a lot of planeswalkers. This one was fun, but it only won in a single way, which is not my favorite way to play. I don't like to win the same way every time. You might think CEDH is like that, but at least on the way there, there's many interaction points. You're not just Voltroning or you know casting the same set of spells, and if nobody interacts with you, you win the exact same way. I don't like that. if I'm gonna win the same way every game, I want at least the game to be interesting and have plenty of points to interact. Um, Let me check. Yo,
Alright. I'm taking off soon.
John's rolling stream.
All right, stream. I'm out of here. Have fun with everything. Blah blah blah. You know the good stuff.
My demonic council. It's in Yuriko.
Yuriko. Yeah. Anyways, have fun. What are you doing? You updating your deck, or are you just looking through cards?
I'm trying to get cards to finish off Rogsai. So I'm looking
Oh,
around.
you are actually making a Rogsai. That's
I'm
right.
making Rogsai.
So,
You're making one CEDH deck. You're making one deck you already own CEDH.
yeah.
I'm making three CEDH decks.
Well, I gotta get busy on my next deck too, but we'll see about that. Anyways, have fun.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yep. This weekend.
This is also where my Tainted Pact is at. And a Mind Break Trap.
We'll see about filming this weekend. I'll message you.
John said we're going to film 3 videos this weekend. Get ready, guys.
It's either Saturday or something.
Saturday or Sunday. Okay, yeah. The day doesn't matter necessarily to me. There's the misdirection I was talking about. I do have it in the Halo foil. So I have a lot of overlap with Yuriko. Later. Okay, so let's pull this list over. I'm going to pull this over. And we're going to go in Yuriko. I'm going to add this to the list. I have several cards in this deck list of Yuriko that are going to... So we got the Misdirection in Yuriko. We've got the Tainted Pact. We've got... What else? Oh, Demonic Council. Do we play things like Mental Misstep? I'm not seeing that in this list. Maybe it's one we consider. There's the Demonic Council I've got. What else? Got the Thassa's. Not playing that. Not playing Salty. I've got the Ristics, right? I haven't made it to the enchantments yet. But I should have. Oh, do I not have? Does Ristic Study not make it? Ristic Study does make it into this list. But maybe I don't play Ristic in this deck. Maybe I save that for another one. But if I wanted to, I'll add it to the list. I do have a Ristic Study in Yuriko. Okay. Orcish. Doomsday is fun. We got Turtles in Time. Kind of a little flavor pick. Not a flavor pick, but well, it's kind of a flavor pick. We got the Ninja Turtles in Yuriko. What else? We got the Tainted Pact. We've got the Mind Break Trap, but I think we already have a Mind Break Trap over there. And don't need it here. Demonic Consultation. I got that version as well. Soul Ring, Lazav, Grafdigger's Cage. Okay, I don't think there's anything. The Misdirection is already on the list for in Yuriko. Okay, interesting. Several cards that I need for Rogsai are also in Yuriko. Good to know. I can account for at least 3 or 4 of these sleeves being in this deck. Sweet. Good to know. Okay. Then Mox Diamond is in. Mox Diamond and Lion's Eye Diamond are both already in. Okay. In Wandering Minstrel. Of the artifacts. Okay. Here's the artifact package as it sits currently, let's go in Minstrel. In Wandering Minstrel, we're going to have, we got Chrome Mox here, no Chrome Mox here, but I have Chrome Mox in both Yuriko and Minstrel. We'll add that. Lion's Eye Diamond. In Minstrel, we've got the Mox Amber in Minstrel. I need to get another one of those out, though, I think. Mox Diamond, also in Minstrel. Mox Opal. That one I forget. Am I playing that in Wandering Minstrel? Let me go to my Mox field. Sign in. Can't let you guys see this. This is why I don't want to get doxxed by accident. So we're not going to show the desktop screen until I can figured out this whole streaming thing and gotten good at it. Invalid username. Oh yeah, because we are now Seabass the Seabass. Yes. Save. Okay, let's go to my decks. Tip tap, tip tap. Okay, I have Chromox, but I do not have Mox Opal. Where do I have Mox Opal? Is Mox Opal in Yuriko? Is that something I had not considered? Because I wasn't looking at artifacts as I was scrolling through this. Mox Opal. Mox Opal. Not in the first half. Chromox. No, I don't think we're playing enough artifacts in here for Mox Opal to matter. So where do I have Mox Opal? Mox Opal might currently live in the other CEDH list I'm building. Here. Mox Opal might be living with Tyam. No. Vexing Bobble is a card I do need extras of. I'm going to add that to the must get. Vexing. This is a card I'm going to need for many CEDH lists going forward, I presume. So we'll add that to the list of pickups. So no Mox Opal here. My blind. Let me just double check up here. Okay. I know I have Mox Opal somewhere. Let's pull it out. Wandering Minstrel, my favorite deck. Currently, gets its own fancy deck box, unlike the rest. And my Mox field for this is not completely updated, so it might actually live in here, and I'm just Mox Amber. Chrome Mox, Lion's Eye Diamond. We're looking for Mox Opal. You know what? I would not be surprised if it actually is in here. I just haven't updated the deck list. You may have seen the short where I showcase this in quick fashion, similar to how I'm doing now. See, there's the Chaos Emerald Lotus Petal. I love it. Yes, I have the Mox Opal in here. Okay. Good to know. So now I can put that on the in the Wandering Minstrel list. If I need to pull pull it to play Rogsai. I know where I have one. Okay, so in Minstrel we have Mox Opal. Good to know. Paradise Mantle. We have it. Chromatic Star. Okay. Chromatic Star was reprinted in Brothers War. Let me pull that full box. Full box. We're going to go to the Retro Frame Artifact reprint section. Looking for the Chromatic Star. Chromatic Star. Easy. Sweet. That's an ad. That gets a sealable inner. And a sleeve. Press the air out a little bit. Squeeze. Okay, chromatic star added. Got a soul ring. Do we have a springleaf drum? We do. Arcane signet. We do. Defense grid, grim monolith, grinding station. Do I have grinding station? If I have a grinding station, it might be in my commander binder. I don't remember the last time I played grinding station. Come back here to some of the artifacts. We do have a one ring in here. I know you can't see everything. Grinding station. No, I do not appear to have a grinding station. Add that to the pickup list. I may have had one at some point. Grinding station, the pickup. We got the Talisman of Dominance, Talisman of Indulgence, Wishclaw Talisman, lands. How many lands am I playing? I like to count 5, 10, 15, 20. I've got 22. This list is playing 23. I can find a land here or there. Still missing quite a few cards for the stack. But let's move on. We know where we stand as of right now with this list. And I have some notes to myself. Oh! I totally meant to do that. Don't get scared. Don't be scared. One did make it to the floor. Womp womp. Okay. God, they're all spun around now. And are these all the right direction? They are mostly the right direction. Rogsai, foil etched copies. Love it. Back in their deck box. We will proceed with building that out a bit more over time. All right, next. What time is it? Time check. We're almost 8 o'clock. I'll stay on until about 8:30, maybe a little later. I need to pick up the Tyam. Gotta pick up Tyam. Okay, so that list was for Rog, Sai. Okay. And then for Tyam, let's make a list. Another bulleted list. We gotta pick up Tyam. Tyam himself. That's a pickup. Must get that. We're gonna go back over to EDH We're gonna commanders. We're gonna scroll down until we see Tyam. Tyam right there. I know Tyam's likely gonna get some ads from The Hobbit, so we'll be on the lookout for those over time, seeing what actually gets added. Let's go best performing in the last 3 months. 80. All right. We actually play a. Oh yeah, if you. Yeah, I'll leave that QR there. Actually, I don't know if you could see that QR perfectly. That's fine. We'll put it off the side. Tyam does play a Planeswalker. We've got Tyvar. Boom. Done. Checked. All right. So grab. We have a lot of creatures. A lot of this deck is creatures. So Walking Ballista. I know I've got it in here. If I don't, I can grab one because I did just see one in one of those other lists. Let's grab a Walking Ballista. I believe not in that list, but let me just double check. Okay, not in this one. Means it might have been in Kudo. That would make sense, right? I like Walking Ballista when I played it in Kudo. Walking Ballista, where are you? We did just see it, right? Chat, can you remind me where we saw it? It wasn't in Queen Marchesa. That wouldn't make any sense. I have that Dark Ritual. That Dark Ritual's going in that other deck. That's going in there. Oh, over that other artwork, which I don't mind, but that one's got cooler artwork. So we're going to make that swap over there. I'll do that off stream. All the big changes I'm going to try in live stream now. All my deck building is going to happen in live streams for you guys. So you guys can see kind of the process I go through. It's a lot if you're building, high power decks from scratch. You got to like kind of combine it because you already have a working base. You have plenty of people with working examples of how the deck should be built. So from there, it's just putting all the pieces together, which is the hard part. Versus building your own bracket twos and threes, you kind of just feel it out. Okay, Walking Ballista. Walking Ballista. Did I see it over here? I may have seen it over here. Let me double check here. Maybe you guys didn't see it. Maybe I saw it. I have a lot of random piles over here of stuff that's come apart. I played in standard and took apart and just never sorted back into the bulk. Got random like chromatic lanterns and things in here. And now we're starting to look a little familiar. I think I did see it in this pile. But I think I'm blind right now. It's got to be here. I thought it was at the front. Let's try again. Huh. It's not there. I gotta have one here. Nope. What about here? We will find one. I swear I saw one today. Hangerback Walker is not Walking Ballista. Was it in? I thought it was in a deck list, but did we just see it in the binder? Is that what I'm imagining? Soulless Jailer. Where did I see it? Walking Ballista, where are you? Now I feel like I'm going crazy. I don't think I have a signed one. Where did I see it? Was not in Chatterfang. Was not in Chatterfang, right? Was not in one of these decks. Did I check the wrong? Did I check the wrong deck? I checked this one right here, right? It wouldn't make sense to be in this one. Let me double check it again for the third time. No. Oh, maybe it was in here because I was. Maybe it was in here because this was a proliferate deck with a lot of planeswalkers. Maybe I played Walking Ballista in here. No. What is going on? We did. Did we not see it, chat? Chat, where did we see the Walking Ballista? I feel like the obvious answer would have been Kudo. I didn't see it in here when I checked a moment ago. Wilson! If you don't play Kudo or have not played it, I recommend building it. It is very fun. You can just play a lot of cheap or free creatures that become 2/2 bears. You've got some interesting combinations of cards. You've got a bunch of new bears from Hobbit if you want to play bear theme. All right, we're checking every pile now. It would not have been in this list. Guarantee it. Unless I'm lying to you and I find it right now. Oof. I am not finding it. Check here. Cane Signet. Got that. Bunch of lands. Not in the colors I need for Tyam. Okay. I'm adding Walking Ballista to the list. I'm sure I have one around, but we're going to get a fancy one now. Just to spite my incompetence. Okay. Avacyn's Pilgrim. Now we're just going to go through what this list has. Tyam I am so unfamiliar with that whatever is recommended is probably what I'm going to play. I have an Avacyn's Pilgrim. Why is that not already in here? What's going on? Oh. Walking Ballista. Found it. It was in the deck already. Who would have guessed? This just, I thought I had creatures at the front, but I guess not. We got the Avacyn's Pilgrim. Ooh. and I'm using these. What do they call these? The landfall series. They're very cool. All right, I'm gonna pull out all the creatures. This is mostly a creature focused deck with counters. There's a lot of creatures. It's the majority of the deck, actually. All that. And that's lands, artifacts, and stuff. Okay. I would say a majority of this deck is going to be creatures. The rest that I have here is lands. Excuse me, I gotta get a sip of water. Life advice for you guys: drink water. Okay. Next, Birds of Paradise. We got a nice retro Birds of Paradise. Carrion Feeder. Junji Ito Secret Lair. Very fun Secret Lair. Dawnhand Dissident. Got a showcase. That's right, Shaman. Signed. This is not the OG artwork, but a newer printing signed by Steve Argyle. Great card. Delighted Halfling. Hmm. Sorry, guys. Throat's a little scratchy. And to save you guys the bother, I might just deactivate Basecamp for a bit. And you guys can just look at. Whoop. Wrong one. You guys can just look at the desk while I talk. I'm going to be taking notes. I do have a Delighted Halfling. I think I only have one left already in a deck. I should get more while they are reprinted. So Delighted Halfling. Let's add that to the time pickups. Elves of Deep Shadow. Do have that. At the back here, of course, at the back. This is one that has not been reprinted a bunch, so I've just got a dual deck printing, non-foil. Elvish Mystic. Got it. Reprint borderless. Nice. Esper Sentinel. I do have this. Non-foil, but showcase. Okay. This list has a card called Icatian Money Changer. I do not have any of these. We're going to add that to the list of pickups. This is only printed in Fallen Empires. It has 3 artworks. But it's a 1 mana 0/2 townsfolk. It deals 3 damage to you when you cast it. Put 3 counters on it at that time. During your upkeep, put 1 credit counter on Money Changer, and for 0 mana, sacrifice Money Changer to gain a life for each credit counter on it. Interesting. Very interesting. Need to add that to the list. Don't own it. Llanowar Elves, right on top here. You've been staring at it this whole time. Secret Lair, foil. Moon Shadow. This is one. Oh yeah, definitely have Moon Shadow. In fact, Japanese Showcase. Man, I need to drink some more water. A lot of talking. Who knew live stream was so difficult? Sylvan Safekeeper. You've been staring at that right behind it. This one also Galaxy Foil, Secret Lair, Weathered Wayfarer. If this is one that I do have the reprint from Double Masters 2022 foil. Young Wolf. I do have this in the Innistrad remastered foil. What's next? We got Abigail. Abigail from Strixhaven, right? Yes, one of no, Lorwyn Eclipse. This is one of the first years from Strixhaven on the Lorwyn Plain. Armored Scrap Gorger. OG, all will be one foil. Badger Mole Cub. This is going to need to be a pickup because I already have the best version of it in Wandering Minstrel. But it's about to be real cheap, guys. So pick up your copies in like 3 weeks when they're dirt cheap. Asking Brood Scale. You saw this card in one of my cheap decks, probably Chatterfang. Very good card. Plenty of combos revolve around it. Bloom Tender. Again, yes, I do, because I have the Japanese Showcase in English foil. I wish this and the Moon Shadow were not confetti foil, but fracture foil, because when we get to it, I do have one fractured foil. The only fractured foil I own. Enduring Vitality, great card. I'm sure we'll be adding it. What's next? We got the Bloom Tender Collector Oof. Can't wait for this to get a reprint so I can pick up a foil. I do not have a foil of it. Devoted Druid. We do have, in fact, we have the special guest. I think this was from Lore When Eclipsed. Love that art. Drannith Magistrate, one of the few decks still playing this, and I have a non-foil, but it is signed by Kieran Yenner. Emperor of Bones. I do not have that here, but I do have it in my MH3 bulk. Let's go pick that out. MH3 bulk. Abomination. Emperor of Bones. Don't tell me I got rid of all of them. It was a few bucks at some point. I probably traded it up into something a bit more expensive. I'm not seeing it in my black section here. Let's check the next pile. No, I don't have an Emperor of Bones. At least none in the bulk. It might be sleeved in my other section. So let's add Emperor Bones. That can't be too bad. On the wallet. Aethersworn Canonist. Right here, right on top. Yet another Galaxy Foil. There we go. Hermit Druid. This is one that is probably in Be Adventurous, Don't Do What They Recommend. You got to start somewhere. I need to get the list together before I can start making my own flavor picks. Hermit Druid already currently lives in the Muldrotha deck that my other half likes to use. So I need to get another Hermit Druid because I'm not going to steal her. She would be mad. Hermit Druid. Marvin. I do have a Marvin. In fact, I have a double exposure from Duskmorn of Marvin. He, I believe, just allows you to have all the activated abilities of creatures in your you control that don't have the same name. So if you have him in play, he's basically haste for when you cast your commander or whatever else that gets the combo going here. Orcish Bowmasters. No need to explain that one. Strangleroot Geist. I do have an OG non-foil. If this ever gets reprinted or given a secret layer, picking that up for sure. One of the big ads from Turtles. Super Shredder. Again, another card I would pick up in Fracture Foil if it wasn't so expensive. There's a lot of other expensive cards I need. Wall of Roots. You have it. We have it in the 30th anniversary promo here. Retro. Archon of Emeria. Foil and promo stamped. Done. Haven Interrupter. We do have that. OG printing foil. Eidolon of Rhetoric. I don't think I have Eidolon of Rhetoric at all. That is going to be a pickup. Okay. And like I said, and this is where Enduring Vitality comes in. Fractured foil. Love it. Will not be selling that off anytime soon. Formidable Speaker. Extended Art foil. Knight of the Reliquary. This is one I do not have, and if I may have, but I don't get a fancy version of it, so let's add that to the pickup list. Fantastic. Oppo Agent. Got it. OG foil. Probably one of the most curled sets I've ever opened. Commander Legends. Rough, but gotta do what you gotta do. Ranger Captain of Eos. OG. Retro. Well, not the OG. This is the reprint from MH2, where they gave you some retro cards in the etched foil. Got it. Recruiter of the Guard. Got it. The latest reprint of that. Rosie Cotton. I don't have a foil of this from Lord of the Rings, surprisingly. I opened a lot of this set, but we have it here now. Skyclave Apparition, one of the creatures with removal built in. Got it. Non-foil. Pick up a foil of that someday. Ooh, the most recent good mono green creature to come out of any Universes Beyond set. The Cabbage Man. The merchant himself. Warren Soul Trader. I do have a better version of this. Obviously, I have a foil full art, but man, Pete Ventures, whenever I see him, he's got classic Goblin artwork, so I got him to sign this OG printing retro. Fantastic. And I have several cards here that I've seen in other lists, including one that's brand new. Might not have made it into any lists. And I may use this Shang-Chi. I have two Shang-Chis now. I need two Badger Mole Cubs. I need at least two Badger Mole Cubs. I need many, many Badger Mole Cubs. But Shang-Chi. Which art do I use? Do I use the foil book cover? Or do I use the slightly more readable one? And by slightly, I mean vastly more readable version. Here. Non-foil, though. If I was going to use this in this deck, and if I'm going to, it has the you may activate abilities of creatures you control as though they had haste. The exact same line of text we have on Tyvar. This might be a whoop, immediate swap or in conjunction, because now you have more ways to get that ability into play. What do you guys think? Which artwork of Shang-Chi should we use? We've got some more mana here. We've got some more. Oh yeah, look at that, so good. Some more stacks pieces, and then this just gets counters, which I believe would be good in here. I've I've seen it in other lists. I'm not sure where this fits in. I'm not sure where these five fit in. Shang-Chi, which art am I picking? These are all questions that need to be answered, but I think creatures are good to go. The only other creature is Luminous Broodmoth. That is going to be a pickup. I know I do not have one. Then, when we move on to other abilities or other effects outside of land. Oh, wait, I got some more stuff at the back here. We got lands. Then we got some instants, some enchantments, and some artifacts. Oh, let's put these lands over here. Okay, so these are the last few sections here. Lands, kind of light on lands. I'm going to have to pull out some of those. For sorceries, I don't have any sorceries in here because the only sorcery I think I would be playing is Demonic Tutor. That's going to be in Yuriko. I can pull it from that list. Go here, make a bulleted list. Demonic Tutor. Okay. Get down to instants. I believe I have all of these. Crop Rotation. Good card. Great card, actually. Vampiric Tutor. Don't have a ton of those. So let's go in Yuriko as well. We got Vampiric Tutor I can pull from there. Worldly Tutor. Got it. Court of Calling. Got it. And Lethal Scheme. This is good because with Convoke, you can discard the cards. Or no, you could tap your creatures to help pay for this, and then destroy target creature or planeswalker. Each creature that convoked the spell connives. So you get to filter some cards, and then if you discard, you get to put counters on those creatures that helped cast the spell. So great in here because a lot of your creatures are going to need counters or want counters or removing with Tyam. That section done. On the bottom, I like having creatures at the top here. What's next? We got artifacts. Okay, we don't have all of the mana artifacts. Those are in other lists. So let's come over here. We're going to go in minstrel list, bullet list. We're going to have Chrome Mox. Come on. We're going to have the Lion's Eye Diamond. I'm glad I picked up a Lion's Eye Diamond and a Mox Diamond. I'm glad I picked up both of these because they are played everywhere. Okay. Expedition map. I might have an expedition map in the Commander binder at the back here. Did you guys see it earlier when I was looking through here? I forget. I wasn't looking for it. Expedition map. Nope. You know why? I just remembered that is also in Muldrotha. So I'm going to pick up another expedition map. Easy pickup. Then what do we've got? We've got Soul Ring, of course. Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Where is Agatha's Soul Cauldron right now? Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Oh, that might be in the signed bind. We didn't see all of this. Oh, yeah. Rest in peace. These cards are just printing errors. And the rest of this is banned. For now. Agatha Soul Cauldron. Boom. Got it. And signed. Perfect. And it's in the list. Ashnod's Altar. Got it. Thousand Year Elixir. Got it. Vexing Bauble. I'm not seeing that in this list in particular, but it might stay. The only other artifact I'm missing would be Disruptor Flute, but that might be a tournament by tournament call. But I could pick one up. Why not? Disruptor Flute. That could be a pickup. I can't imagine that card's too expensive. Excellent. Getting into the enchantments. Deafening Silence. Done. Nature's Chosen. I do not have that. Unless it has had maybe a Mystery Booster reprint. Nature's Chosen. No. An Alliance's Uncommon. Play on a creature you control. 0 mana, untap the enchanted creature. Uses this ability only during your turn and only once each turn. 0 mana, tap the enchanted creature to untap target artifact, creature, or land. This works with Gaia's Cradle. Wow. Okay, so I need to pick that up. It's about $5. Easy pickup. Done. Added to the list. Then we've got a Birthing Ritual. Got it. Cryptolith Rite. The Avatar Sanctuary. Secret Lair. This art is very cool. Love it. In the list, Survival of the Fittest. That is one I do not have. That is also a reserve list card. Fairly expensive at this point. I'm curious if we could use the creature that does the same ability. I have plenty of those, but let's add it to the list for now. Growing Rights of Itlamok. Got it. This is not in this list, but Touch the Spirit Realm is good removal, and I happen to have a game day promo. And then a Promise of Boonray. How much is this card? Promise of Boonray. Very cheap. It was in Commander Master, Crimson Vow, Masters 25. It was a list reprint, which means I might have it. Let's put this as a maybe there. I'm going to look in the list reprints. I opened up a lot of Mystery Booster 2. I don't recall if it was in Mystery Booster 2, but we're going to look. A lot of white border stuff here in the front. A lot of the Future Sight borders. I don't think it's there. We're into some rares and mythics up here. So it's probably just past this if I do have it. It was an uncommon in every printing except a rare and Saviors of Kamigawa. So if it's going to be in the list, uncommon. Looking for a white, uncommon. Okay. Just keep looking. Let me know if you see it before me. Blazing Crescendo. Ooh. This isn't the only box I have. If you don't see it here, you can check the other one. I did have, I opened a lot of Mystery Booster 2 in Vegas, but Relic of Legends, what a, whew, I'm going to throw that to the side. That's a few bucks. And I did open maybe a couple boxes of Mystery Booster 1, so I might just have it. Looking at these white cards here. We go past Sunscape, Sunscape combo and Popper. You guys play that? Does anybody play Popper actually? John, if you're still listening, we should play Popper. Get you back in that 60 card brain, 60 card format brain. Oh yeah, good pup, good pup, spirited companion there. Release the dogs. Rebuff the wicked. Nope. Okay, grab the other box. This box starts off with a banger. Diabolic Tutor, Pendum's Aura. Whew, good cards. All right. Okay, so these here, you know what? I have all these maybe creatures. Let's put this maybe enchantment by it as well. Those will go in the back of the deck box, like I explained earlier. Okay. Refuse to yield. Standard Bearer, good card as well. True Love's Kiss. Ooh. What are we looking for again? Promise of Boonray. Promise of Boonray. I hear this is a much more full box, so it's all commons and uncommons. So we might have a better chance finding it in this box, but who knows? Who knows? These sets are huge, huge sets of when you get a mystery booster. Foster's Acolyte. So I could have opened up several boxes and never seen it. You know what? Even Mind Sensor, also another good card. We'll throw that to the side. Vanishing Stroke. Love the Miracle Effects. Those came out right as I was learning to play Magic. My first set was Avacyn Restored. So I got to experience a lot of that standard environment with the miracles. It was kind of brutal. Oh, Suture Priest. I used to have an OG foil of that. You know what? Let's throw that off to the side. I had a Shuko this whole time. Who misses this card? Is Shuko still expensive? Shuko was busted with the bird we will not speak of. I'm gonna take a sip of water after this. I think the coughing fit I just had might have subsided, so I'll turn camera back on. Let's take a sip of water and reactivate camera. Boom. Welcome back. There we go. All right, we're about halfway through this box. After this, Bond of Discipline. We're looking for Promise of Boonray. Another Suture Priest. What? I have multiple of that. Maybe playable in Popper. I forget. Don't pause. I don't think Popper is playing much of that effect, but maybe there is a like life gain deck still around. You know, Popper can get away with a lot of things you can't in other 60 card formats. Ornithopter Paradise, Glimmerpost Stag, Pegasus Guardian, Is Remedies, Fierce Remediation, Splendor Mare, Totem Guide, Classic, Sunblade Angel, Johnny's Welcome. Not there. Ooh, I might have to pick this card up separately. I don't even have a list reprint of it so far. Breath of Life, Paradise Mantle. Ooh, another good card. Let's throw that to the side. There's the white cards: Spirit Endel, Elite Scale Guard, Hive Steering, Stasis Snare. No, Myth Realize. No. Oh, was that a? That used to be so good in Popper back in the day when you could play Mono Blue Fairies and you played that the ninjutsu. That was my favorite with Gush and Snap. Oh, that was my favorite Popper format. Now you'd maybe be playing Moon Circuit Hacker with the fairies. It'd be so good if we had all those free blue spells. That I think that's where my love for blue came from, was that Popper format when all that reconnaissance. What? Man, I'm now that I'm looking at some of these, I got some heaters in here. All that glitters also so good in Popper, but it got the ban. Swift Justice, Fiend's Informant. Yeah, I might not have Bosri's, not Bosri's. Promise of Boonray. Doesn't look like I have it. Unless it's the last card here. Stang. Nope. Stang ain't a Promise of Boonray. All right, I gotta pick that up. That is absolutely a pickup. Need it. And let's read it for you guys. Since you didn't get to see it, Promise of Boonray is 3 mana enchantment. When a creature you control dies, sacrifice Promise of Boonray. If you do, create 4/1/1 colorless spirit creature tokens. Adding that to the pickup list. Right there. Okay, and we didn't even get into lands today, unfortunately. But I need about 30 lands. I am far from 30. I've got 5, 10, 15 lands. I'm only about halfway there on the lands list. So that's what we're going to call it. We're not going to look at lands. I know how many I need. Let's see. I need 15 more. So that's 5, 10, 15. So this is about how many lands, and this is how many cards outside of lands that we're missing from this deck. Several of those being in other decks already. And, you know, you're expensive. You're far more expensive reserve list cards I do not own, but might have to get John. Hydrate. Yep, appreciate the reminder. John might need to proxy up some cards for us. I might spend a stream in the future picking out which cards he can either illustrate on top of or make some stickers for that we can stick onto them. Find an art that I like, and then create a sticker that changes the name and the mana cost, stuff like that. I think that'd be a fun little project for us. Maybe we do a video on that. Appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. This will be, you know, a VOD after the fact. So you guys can always come and rewatch this in the future. Tell me what I missed, what I need to know about, especially Tyam. I don't know that list at all. Rogsai, that's just a million ways to play Rogsai. That's a deck I'm probably gonna have to learn on the fly. I've been watching a lot of CEH content the last few years, and I know several of the lines, but not all the lines. So remind me in the comments if you're watching this after the fact. Yeah, I appreciate you coming out. Go watch our latest video. We did Combos 101 for Assault Monolith. Great card, many ways to break it. I go over several of them. What else did we do? We did the RCW video. That's going to be a series we do called the Random Commander Wheel, where we, you know, flip through EDH Rec until we find a commander out of the first 3 that we like. And then we try to build a deck around it. We just alternate back and forth, me and John, building out a deck. Maybe targeting a bracket. We tried to target bracket 4 for that last one. Probably ended up being closer to, oh man, it is hot in here. Probably ended up closer to a bracket 3, to be fair. But we're going to continue doing that. We thought it was very fun. The combo deck, the combo 101 videos are very fun to shoot and edit. So we're going to do many, many more of those. There's plenty of content there. So look out for those. Go watch our old our videos we did on those. And if you don't know the Magic personalities, we got a video on that. We explained them, all the Timmies, Johnnies, so on and so forth. Don't know what those refer to. That video breaks it down for you. And then we had a conspiracy theory recently about Kamigawa next year. That video hasn't come out yet. Be on the lookout for that. We have a conspiracy theory. Um, we think a certain IP that is now in Hasbro's catalog will be receiving some cards during that release next year, and I'm very excited for it. Go watch that video, and you'll see exactly why. But appreciate you coming out. Live streams coming to a close. There'll be more of these every Tuesday, about 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. If you're on the East Coast, I don't know what that is for you. You figure it out. You can do the math. 6:30 Pacific Standard might be a little late for you. It's like 9:30 over there, I think. And yeah, enjoy. Have a good rest of your night.